What a game. What a game. What a massive disaster. This is just taking the team 10 steps back, not one, not two, 10 steps back. How can you play so well against Spurs, play very well against Man City, and then you do this? You do this. Now, the players have to share the blame as well because they are on the pitch. And then Mauricio Pochettino as well has to share a huge part of the blame as well. So today is going 50-50. 50-50. Now, started a bit well, be aggressive the first 10, 20 minutes. Newcastle got their goal, and then Sterling, very wonderful free kick, got the equalizer. And for the most part, first half looked even. Both teams sort of cancelled themselves out. And it was good. But there are little things that I began to notice. I don't know if you noticed it yourself as well. Now, Palmer, this is where Pochettino had to take some blame. Palmer was played out on the right. They keep saying this. Palmer is not a right winger. At least he can't be a right winger in the Premier League because he doesn't have that explosive pace that you need to play as a winger in the Premier League. He doesn't have it. But that's where he was. And then he started to move around the pitch. He was mobile, which was good. But what that meant was the right wing was empty, at least 50% empty. The entire pressure was on Reece James to defend and to attack from the right flank. And Palmer was seeing himself in midfield, drifting all over the place, which is good and would have worked splendidly well if he was actually playing the 10 role. Next point where I think Pochettino has to take a share of the blame is having Gallagher in that 10 role. I've said this. When it comes to pressing, when it comes to squeezing up, when it comes to putting pressure on teams, that want to play out from the back, he's brilliant at that. Wonderful, you play him. So when you play Liverpool, you want to play an Arsenal, when you play Man City, wonderful. He's absolutely brilliant at that. I give him kudos, give him his flowers for that. But when it comes to being creative on the ball, holding the ball, picking out your man, making the right pass, making the right play, converting, scoring goals, the instinct to finish, he's lacking. So I can't blame him because Pochettino put him in that position. He put him in that position. And then now moving to the players for Newcastle's first goal, Cucurella was basically watching the play. I've given him props. I've called him our Spanish warrior. I've said he's one of the most improved player in the squad. But he might as well have been watching from the stands for that goal. He might as well have bought tickets into St. James's Park and watching the game from the stands. He just played him one side. He wasn't watching his man. He was just looking at the ball, and then Isaac converts and scores. Then the little things we are going on in the game that was just so immature, so childish. Have a look, Cucurella again. Trippier was seriously looking for a set piece, and you're an experienced player. You had him. If there's any place a defender wants to have an attacking player, is when the attacking player has his back to your goal and has the ball facing his own goal, facing his own side of his own half of the pitch. You have him there, you just jockey behind him, you don't push him, nothing. Give away a free kick. Sterling gives away a needless free kick. Mauricio Pochettino decides to bring and win the game, and Rich James gets a red card. And I noticed something in the first half, and I was saying, you're beginning to play to the occasion as opposed to playing the game. You're beginning to play to the St. James's Park crowd. You're beginning to play to whatever the Newcastle bench, whatever they were saying, as opposed to playing the game. And just like clockwork, he took that free kick, and it was a very poor free kick, and it was easily intercepted by a Newcastle player. Second half, he got a red card. Second half, he got a red card. Now, there's something I would call out this ref for. I think Sterling should have had a penalty. That's one. And then Joe Linton just dived on Jackson's back. And for whatever reason, he didn't give any, he didn't make any calls. He said play on. How would you say that was a play on? He dove on Jackson's back. The ball didn't go to a Chelsea player. It went to a Newcastle player. They had the advantage. And then you still say it's a no call. So, but fair enough. That had nothing to do with the result. It was all on the player, all on Chelsea's players, all on Mauricio Pochettino. Who what he's choosing to do. This is a team that that would allow any manager to have balance in the both fullback positions and both wing positions. But Pochettino keeps doing this thing where he would set up one flank very well to be perfectly offensive and defensive, and then he will take away the strength from the other wing. And he's done it today. Palmer should be a 10 behind the striker, where he can see both wingers and see the striker in front of him, make the passes, make the play, make the late runs into the box, and score goals. He's a better finisher than Gallagher. He's a more creative player than Gallagher 1,000 times. Gallagher is good when you're playing against the big teams, especially because they want to play out from the back. They want to have the ball to fit. But when you're playing against a side like in Newcastle, a side that you were expected to beat, I know they're having a good season so far, but it's traditionally a side that Chelsea is expected to beat. They're not going to play out from the back. And Newcastle were there for the taking. They were there for the taking. But this just sends the team 10 steps backwards. 10 steps backwards. 10 steps backward. Well, onto the Brighton game, and I'll be here to, give the preview of that game, and hopefully the team wins that game. But imagine me predicting a 2-1 win or 1-2 win for Chelsea, and then having such silly, childish, disastrous performance against Newcastle. It was so poor. The players were poor. The players were really poor. Corella didn't cover himself in glory. Rich James, who usually has a 9 out of 10 performance in most games. Today, I would say if he were lucky, if I would give him a 5, because part of being a captain is not just your ability on the ball. It's being calm as well. How you're able to control your emotions, because your teammates on the pitch will be relying on you as well. Then Thiago Silva, one of a kind, legend at the club, seems to be aging backwards. But my word, what was he doing for Joe Linton's goal? What was he doing? And this comes from this culture of we must pass out from the back. We must play out from the back. We must play 5 short passes at the back, no matter what. It doesn't matter who's putting pressure. That's the only way to play football. That is just complete madness. In my opinion, that's complete madness. Sometimes you read the game. Thiago Silva usually reads the game. But I don't know what he was doing on that, what he was doing while Joe Linton, snuck in and got that goal. Because that just sealed it. They got their goal. Lascelles got the second goal to make it 2-1, and then in within 90 seconds, or Thiago Silva made that mistake, made that error, and then Joe scored 3-1, and then immediately it's over. With one man down, it's completely over. Completely over. So, like I said, this is not one where you slaughter the players and let the coach go off the hook, or where you blame only the coach and let the players off the hook. Both are to blame in equal measure. There are little nuances in games that would cause you to lose a game where you should win, that will cause you to draw a game you should win. And Palmer at right wing, Palmer is a talented boy, cool as ice, but no way is he a right winger. Not in this league. Not in this league. You need power, you need pace to be a winger in this league. You can't just have tricks, you can't just have techniques. Technique. No, because the physical aspect of sport comes into play. You have to come against fast wingers. Can you run past them? Can you, go mano a mano, in a physical battle, battle of strength? Can you do that? No, Palmer can't do that. He needs to be in the 10 role going to the Brighton game. Have Madueke start. I don't know what's going on with Madueke and Pochettino. I hope this is not another Lukaku Tuchel sort of thing where a coach allows his ego affect the team. Madueke should be starting. Mudrik should be starting, and you have Palmer in that 10 role. And Jackson, I almost forgot Jackson. What in the world is wrong with that boy? What is wrong with that player? He played so well. At least he got 3 goals. He got a hat trick against Spurs. Should the perfect striker's instinct to get the goal against Man City? I think the 3rd goal. And then in this game, he had a chance. Take the shot. And then he wanted, 5 working days, to control the ball, and then probably have some mocktails before before he would take the shot. And then, because that's what any defender in that situation will be praying for. Please hope to God that this, striker takes a touch so I can get in front of him and nick the ball. And that's what he did. And true to form, the Newcastle defender got the ball. So I'm done with this. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we get a better performance against Brighton. And I'll see you on yet another video. Do have a splendid rest of your day.